Hello, welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to be talking about ways to really fuel our bodies the best to improve performance for athletics and really think about some strategies for easy recipes that can be used not only for just before workouts, but also for competitive events. So we're going to be talking a little about some easy recipe ideas that are gluten-free, okay? And I am going to be making today a peanut butter energy ball recipe that is really great for giving a quick boost of energy. It's got simple carbohydrates as well as complex carbohydrates in it, as well as a little protein and healthy fat. And so it's a great way to just grab one of those and eat it before you're doing your workout or even before an event. And it can really give you a little longer lasting fuel to carry you through. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I will show you our ingredients. All right. So we are going to be combining in a bowl 2 cups of gluten-free rolled oats. This is going to give us some complex carbohydrates. And then we are also going to be mixing in 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Chia seeds are a great source of omega-3s. They are also a great way to increase the ability for our bodies to hold on to hydration long term. So if you have a long event that you really are concerned about hydration, chia seeds are one of those great ingredients to just hold on to hydration. And then we're also going to be adding about 1 cup of natural peanut butter. If you don't want to use peanut butter, you could use almond butter, or you could even use sun butter if you were concerned about peanut-free, nut-free ruling or allergy. Okay, so we're going to get that all in there. And then we're also going to be adding about 1/2 cup of honey. This is going to give us some quick source of carbohydrates or fuel. Okay. And then we'll also be mixing in 1/4 cup of mini chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet, and 1/4 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and we are going to mix this all up really well. Right. And you want to get the dry ingredients mixed in with the peanut butter or almond butter or sun butter, whatever you choose. So it is kind of handy to have 2 tools to kind of scrape off as things get stuck to your mixing utensil. And this is going to make about 18 energy balls. Each one is about 185 calories. It's going to provide about 21 grams of carbohydrates, only 3 grams of fiber. We really don't want to have too much fiber in especially pre-fuel for a workout or for a competitive event, because it might just really cause some gastric distress. So having something that's a little easier to digest is going to be easier on the gut and also in performance. And then it has about 5 grams of protein per energy ball and 10 grams of fat. So this is something that is going to give you some quick energy up front from the simple carbohydrates. And then it's going to last a little longer too because of that fat that's in there. All right, so this looks pretty well mixed. And then we're going to be scooping this into about 1 tablespoon amount for each ball. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just move this over here. And I've got a cookie sheet with a liner that I'm just going to be placing these on. So everybody wants to make sure that you have clean hands when you're doing this. So these are just going to roll. I would say they're going to be like about maybe like a golf ball in size. Okay, and these are great to make in advance. You can keep these in the refrigerator in a sealed container for up to 5 days. And also, if you want to make a big batch, you can also freeze them, and they're good in the freezer to take out, and they thaw relatively easily. And those are good for 3 months. So these are very easy to transport. You could definitely bring this to a traveling event or also to school. And I think they're really handy to just keep in the refrigerator and just pop one as you need one for a quick source of energy before you do your sports. Uh, so, so as we're rolling these, I just wanted to also talk a little about some examples that I have here to the left of me. And so just thinking about some other ideas for easy on-the-go snacks and even meals. So pre-fueling snacks, you really want something that's going to give you a simple, fast way to get some carbohydrates into you, not too much fiber so that it's not rough on your stomach and it's easy to digest. And so thinking of either like a fruit or a simple gluten-free carbohydrate, so something like a banana or even like a go-go squeeze applesauce pouch that I've got here, or even like the Char graham crackers is a great way to just get that quick carbohydrate source in there, and then you can combine it with something that gives you a little protein or fat or both. So like peanut butter or almond butter, very easy. You could also make your own trail mix, and I have some examples here. I've got like some freeze-dried raspberries, some pistachios, almonds, and some dried cranberries, and you can mix all that together, and that would give you that combination of carbohydrates from the fruit that's dried and also the protein and fat from the nuts that are in there. I also have found these great snacks that are roasted edamame. I've got a couple of different versions here. So there's dry roasted salted edamame that you can get in a generic kind of package. And then also there's a couple of different companies out now that are making different flavored roasted edamames. And these are amazing. They are a very high source of protein. They are a little higher in fiber without as many carbohydrates. So it's almost something that you could use well in advance of your sporting event. And that would give you a little longer lasting fuel. Not so many simple carbohydrates up front, but it would be a longer lasting fuel from that protein. And also you could even incorporate it into a post-workout meal or even snack, just to get that protein back into you. You usually do want to try to also add in some type of a fast acting carbohydrate post workout, just to refuel your body and replenish the glycogen stores that you used up. But you could do a combination of, again, fruits or different carbohydrate from pasta or rice. And that would also give you that carb source. So eating out when you're on the road, you can think of simple things to order in restaurants that would be bowls, rice bowls, roasted sweet potatoes, add your protein source, add your vegetables, and that's going to really be a great way to do the post workout fuel. Also, I found like if you have to travel on the go and you just can't get to a restaurant very easily, tuna fish is a great way to get an easy transportable protein into you. And they make these pouches that you can just rip open. You don't even need a can opener, and super simple. So, all right, so I've got all my balls rolled up here, and these are so delicious and easy to make. You can see that it was relatively quick to put this all together. And so I hope you enjoy, and good luck with all of your athletic performances.